All right, welcome back to another episode of Dippy's Dropper Corner, home of the drop motorcycle. Excuse me, I got to thank Repo Rod and Slick for that. They always know how to make a brother feel good, because the last video was this particular bike here, and the video is going to be this particular bike again, and this is the one that I dropped that fell. It was sitting right here in the floor. That lift was down, and it fell over on that lift. And that was 30 minutes off a road glide that fell off of this damn lift. So I had a rough night, and I just happened to be on the phone with Slick when I did it. Shout out Slickhead Custom Cycles. There we go. So anybody hadn't seen the other video, this is the bike that I started building last year. And not a lot of it documented on YouTube. I think I finished it up by the time I started my YouTube channel. A lot of it's documented on my Facebook page, because I tested the water with Facebook before I did YouTube. But to get everybody up to speed, I built this bike starting April of last year, and it all started with this S&S stroker motor that I got. I built a bike around that motor right there. And then when I bought this 73 over here, pretty stock bike when I bought it. Stock as stock could be. I mean, some stuff had been changed on it, but it was still just a stock daily rider Shovelhead is what it was. Stripped it down, cut that frame in half. Had a guy in the comments ask me what hardtail kit I used. I think on this one, that's actually a Voodoo Fabrications kit. It's actually a much simpler, and it's not fully welded up yet. It's actually a much simpler kit, because you use your old transmission shift, you use the old seat post, where the TED, the V-twin replica, replaces all of that. You cut the frame up here, and it comes with a transmission mount already on it, new seat post, all of that. And you really got to make sure you got this frame straight, in line, level, all of that. And I believe I did, because this thing tracked down the road pretty good the other day when I rode it. But I showed y'all how bad those pushrod tubes were leaking. So I met up with my engine builder this morning, so I didn't have to order this stuff, because I knew he stocked it. And I got me a rebuild kit for my pushrod tubes, because when I adjusted those, I put in that box right there, what's in that box, I'm going to focus on that in a later video, and I'll explain to you guys then while I'm waiting. But sorry, I missed a very important comment. Who can tell me who that song was and who performed it? I can tell you they did it live in 1974. They had commercial success during the 70s. Sorry, I'm having to put my code in. But some of you old heads are going to know who that is. Who can tell me who that is in the comments first, and what the name of that song is? I'm about to pull this bike up on the lift. I have to put my ramp on it, because that bike sets so low, it won't make it up onto this lift. It'll make it onto that lift, but that's more of a, I don't know what that lift is. It's just, we might call that a long-term build lift. Since that CB750 sat on it for over a month. I just ain't put it back together. It's lower profile. This one's a little bit taller profile. This is my airlift, so this is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to pause y'all for a minute, get this bike on the lift, get it raised up in there, and we'll bring y'all back, and I'll give you a little more in-depth look at what I got going. Okay, got it up on the lift. So a couple things I want to do first. I want to pull the plugs out. the plugs. And where's that cord at? Pull the plugs out. I'm going to clean all the oil off the motor because replacing these cords, I'm going to have to readjust. Might readjust these push rods. And on hydraulics, because I had really hoped somebody had put solids in here. Solids are easy. Give me a chance to look at these plugs after riding it too. That front one's oiling a little bit. But according to them straps, they're burning pretty good. That front one's oiling though. Yeah, it is what it is right now. But anyway, with solid lifters, you can adjust those push rods in 10 minutes if you know what you're doing. 15 minutes if you don't. With these hydraulics, it's going to take me about an hour. Unfortunately, because I have to let them bleed back down. Once I get them cranked down, I have to let them bleed back down. If not, you're going to run the risk of a valve kissing a piston. And you absolutely don't want to do that. That is a bad day. I would be rebuilding the top end, and right now it don't look like I've got to rebuild it right now because I'm going to push it till I have to rebuild it, and I don't have to rebuild it right now. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to tighten up my chain. She got a little too much slack in it. It ain't going to take a whole lot of adjustment, but get her adjusted. So I'm going to go ahead and, I don't have to, but I'm going to pull this intake or this backing plate off. It just gives me a little bit more room. And then what you do on these, and I'll do a little more in depth when I get ready to do it, is you start with your, I always start with my front intake. I bring that lifter all the way down. Then I adjust my push rod. There's a ball on the end of your push rod, and then there's a cup on the top of your lifter. Just till it just seats in there. That's it, just seats in there. And then I turn it 3.5 turns. So the book says 4. A lot of people say 4. I start out with 3.5. And then I've got to wait 15 minutes on that hydraulic lifter to bleed back down. And then I check and see where I'm at. And then I just move on to front exhaust. Then I go to the back, rear intake, rear exhaust. So just in order to put these in, that's what I got to do. So that's the goal today, is to, and for this video, is to get those replaced, get the chain adjusted. See if there's anything else I need to button up on this bike. I don't think so. I've really tried to be meticulous because if I get all that done and get to ride it one more time and assure myself I've worked most of the unforeseen bugs out of it, I can take that fender and that tank to my painter. And I won't get them back for probably a month because he has a day job too, you know. He works on them in the evening time, in which I'll probably do a video when I get all my 10s over there and he gets them in primer. I'll probably do a video of what happens in his shop because winter is coming on. But don't worry, I got plenty of projects. I got plenty of content. That Shovelhead still needs a lot of love. Still got to finish building that one. Got other plans for that one. Got another bike y'all ain't even seen yet. I could have went to Bowling Green today and picked that Ironhead up. I just don't feel like going to Bowling Green. So I'm in no hurry to get it in here because you got to think, man, when I bring my panhead back, that's going to be panhead, Ironhead, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 motorcycles in here. You know, I can kind of see where some of them are going to be. I can scoot this Road Glide down a little bit more, scoot that Softail down a little bit more, and I can probably get this bike and that bike lined up in here, you know, straighten this Shovelhead out a little bit. I still got another foot, I can bring it over and I can put 2 more bikes right here. That'll be 6 bikes right here. Well, there's still 2 more bikes that's got to go somewhere, you know. And they may just have to sit out in the floor, move around. And I've got an Evo motor to set on that stand right there that I just ain't picked it up yet. Have no idea what I'm going to do with it. But anyway, let me pause y'all for a little bit. I'm going to get some stuff taken apart, bring y'all in, give y'all a little bit more in-depth look. Okay. So I'm going to start by pulling my exhaust off and setting it right here to the side. Then I'm going to pull my intake off because I don't want to mix up my push rods. I'm going to take my intake push rod and my intake push rod tube, lay them on the table over here. I'm going to rebuild the push rod tube, bring it back, put this one in, adjust it, and then do this one. Move to the back, do the back the same way. That way I don't get confused. Both of these lifters are all the way down. See that free spin in them? That one might be a tad loose. A lot of guys I know say they like to be able to spin them. I kind of like them when they're like that. You know, I can turn it, but not a whole lot. I guess the exhaust one needs to be a little bit more loose because it's at a little bit more of an angle. It's got an angle to it more than this one does. This one has to angle a little bit more than that one. So it's probably good that that one's a little looser. But I'm going to get these done one at a time. And like I said, this won't go fast, so I'm not going to video it and bore you guys with it because once I get that done, I may bring you back in a minute and just show you how I strip this down and put it back together. But after I adjust this, I've got to wait about 15 minutes to let that hydraulic lifter bleed back off. And then I'll have to go through that 3 more times, get that done. And I think if I put the intake back on it, if I put the air filter and the cover back on it, I won't have to cover up the carburetor to get it to pump fuel. It may pull fuel on in there finally. So, but that's where we're at. We'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, bring y'all back. Let me turn this heat on. Sorry, that may become an issue for me this winter. Oh man, who are them cool ass dudes on them cool ass choppers? Look like a couple panheads. All right. So, I guess I was mistaken. These are solid lifters. That is a solid lifter right there. Yep. Now, I don't know the years that Harley ran solid lifters. I think it may have just been the early years. I was thinking in the later years they switched, but I guess maybe they didn't. I don't know. But anyway, every book I've got, you know, this is my 1970 to early 78, meaning that's, you know, your second generation Shovelhead. And then this one is my 78 and a half, which would be, you know, your third generation Shovelhead. Your first generation would have been your slap side. Second generation would have been the first year of the cone, 74 inch. Then third gen would have been, you know, your 13/4, your 80 inch. But yeah, everywhere I look, it's showing hydraulics. That's an hydraulic. You can see the spring. That's an hydraulic. You can see the spring. And I suggest if you can get your hands on Harley manuals, you're better off. You know, I've got a climber from 66 to 84. I don't like them as much, but even in it, it's showing. Where'd it go? It's showing a hydraulic. So, but if you look, and I hope I'm not nerding out on you guys, man. I'm looking for any feedback in the comments. Where'd it go? This page right here, yeah. Okay. See your oilers, your oil holes? Then you've got an oil hole in your tappet block. Let's see if you can see that down in that tappet block. Guys, see that oil hole right there? That was all for your hydraulic units. I thought these are hydraulic